YouTube user DJB Macintosh requested that I install Windows 7 on one of my Dell Latitude D810s. Sorry about that, but anyways, I told he has over 1,000 subscribers, so I was like, you know what? Why not do it? But here's what we will need for this. So this is not officially support Windows 7 before you say anything. This is just we're going to be like a more little experiment to say the least. You need a blank disk and a Windows 7 Professional or whatever edition 32-bit ISO file, which I'm downloading right now, which may take a few hours before I do this. You'll need, well, what I'm doing, I'm going to change out the hard drive so it does not ruin my Windows 2000 install I've done. I do have a spare IDE hard drive I could put in here for now. So that way so I don't ruin the Windows 2000 installation that I have on this one. I would take out the hard drive and put in this one right here to put Windows 7 on. And yeah, and then you need another computer to burn the image into. So anyways, let's go ahead and get on to the show on how to take the hard drive out, shall we? Okay, so we're going to flip the laptop over, and you see these two screws that are right there. You want to go ahead and remove them out and slide out the hard drive caddy. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so after you remove these two screws, you want to go ahead and slide the hard drive caddy out. This is a Fujitsu drive, as you can see. I believe this is 40 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. If I can find it here. I forgot where it says the capacity on these, but whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 40 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and temporarily take this one out, and then for the experiment, we'll go ahead and, this was manufactured 2005, so we're going to go ahead and take that one out, and we're going to see here, and put in this, if I can get this Fujitsu one out. Man, this is a pain in the butt to get out. Okay, we got it out. We can go ahead and put this Seagate one that I have right here. This is also 40 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 40 gigabytes, so we'll go ahead and put this one in there. This came off of my old Dell Inspiron 8600 that I parted out a few months ago because it was in really rough shape. So let's go ahead and put this one in. I believe this one is in, and sure enough it is. So we'll go ahead and insert it to the laptop. So I'll go ahead and pause whenever I'm done with that. Alright, so now that that's complete, we're going to wait for the ISO file for download on my computer. I have really crappy Wi-Fi, so it's going to take like 1,000 years for it to download, but I'll be back whenever it's done. Now I'll go ahead and find the drivers for Windows 7. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now on my main computer. Alright, so I'm on my main computer. This is the Optiplex 3050 right there. And we're going to go ahead and download some drivers for it. Well, I've been told these will be the correct drivers for Windows 7, and I may have to do a little bit tinkering, but it should get this thing, have some drivers installed Windows 7. So I'll be back to you once the ISO is done, and whenever we go back to the setup of Windows 7. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the Windows 7 disk I just burned into the D810. I also stole the other D810's 512 stick so I can get this up to 1 gigabyte. Because Windows 7 will not run good at all on 512 megabytes. So I decided to get this thing up to 1 gigabyte. I'll go ahead and pause until this thing gets loaded, so I'll come back to you once it's fully loaded. Alright, so we're on the setup screen, and we're going to go ahead and click next. Install now. Alright, so while it does its thing, I'll go ahead and skip to the part where I installed the drivers. So I'll come back to you once that's done. If I can get this camera off. There we go. Alright, so we just got done installing Windows 7 on there. I just installed all the drivers. Now I even installed Supermium, even though it's going to run very crappy on here. Because this only has 1 GB of RAM and only has a Pentium M, 1.9 gigahertz Pentium M processor, so sorry about that. We'll go ahead and do a quick Google search because we're not even going to bother doing a YouTube video, just simply because I know it ain't going to work, but we'll do a quick Google search to show you it's up and running. Even has Arrow, which is pretty nice. This is a ATI Radeon X300 screen. Not sure how many megabytes of memory it has. I'll check after it gets done loading this page. Yeah, you can see there's some scratches on here. I did not show that in the last video, but that's alright. It's no big deal. I ain't going to use this computer for anything special. It's just part of the collection. See, it is not fast at all. You can see it is loading pretty slowly. Taking its time for sure. See, this is it right here. Go ahead and exit out because I think this is good enough. We'll see how many megabytes of video memory this thing has, I suppose. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I'll find out sooner or later. Alright, so that's it for the requested Windows 7 installation on this Dell Latitude D810. Hope you enjoy. Comment, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content to come.